Celtic progressed through to the Scottish Cup semi-final yesterday with a sold win over Hibernian. In today's video, we will go over the fallout from that match whilst going over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. As Celtic prepare for next Sunday's eagerly anticipated Glasgow derby at Celtic Park, the stakes couldn't be higher with Brendan Rodgers previewing the game. The Hoops are in dominant form and Rangers have been struggling in recent weeks. Celtic have the opportunity to open up a commanding 19-point lead over the Ibrox side in the Scottish Premiership. Reflecting on Celtic's 3-0 defeat to Rangers at Ibrox on January 2nd, Rodgers acknowledged the importance of learning from that poor result. "Rangers stole our game that day. That's normally how we play and how we do, but they took it from us and deserved the win," he said. However, Rodgers was quick to add that his team would be ready for the challenges that come with facing Rangers next week. "But we will be ready for the demands of that game," he promised. Rangers have had a difficult spell since that victory over Celtic. The Gears have suffered 3 consecutive defeats at Ibrox, losing to Queen's Park, St Mirren and Motherwell. While Barry Ferguson's side secured a 3-1 win over Fenerbahce in the Europa League on Thursday, their domestic form has been inconsistent, leaving many to question their ability to maintain momentum in the Premiership. Celtic will need to exploit this vulnerability, especially given the nature of Rangers' counter-attacking style. Rodgers was keen to highlight Rangers' strengths and weaknesses ahead of the derby. "I think when I analyse Rangers, I see the team still doing what they've done all season, been very good in Europe, probably a wee bit inconsistent domestically, but the strength of the team is in counter-attack," Rodgers noted. "It's not in a team's camp and connecting the game, so we have to be mindful of that." Given Celtic's likely high-pressing game, Rodgers is aware that Rangers will pose a threat on the counter. However, with Rangers struggling to break down teams who sit deep, Celtic will need to be disciplined and intelligent in their defensive shape. Looking ahead to next Sunday's match, Rodgers is confident that his team will be well prepared. "Barry will come with passion and professionalism and wanting to make a result here, but I do as well. So it'll be a great game, we'll look forward to it, and as I said when I arrive, it will be brilliant," Rodgers added. With a 19-point lead up for grabs and both sides fully aware of the magnitude of the game, next Sunday's Glasgow derby promises to be a thrilling encounter. Celtic will be aiming to bounce back from their defeat in January and continue their relentless march towards a 55th league title, while Rangers will look to prove they can still compete at the top level. One thing is for sure, it will be a game full of passion, drama and intensity. Now for the main story, as Cameron Carter-Vickers is the latest Celtic star to be linked with a move away, with several Premier League clubs reportedly monitoring the defender. Aston Villa, Everton, Brighton and Hove Albion and Crystal Palace are all said to be keeping a close eye on the American centre-back, who has been a rock at the heart of Celtic's defence since arriving from Tottenham. Initially signed on loan in 2021, Carter-Vickers made his move permanent in 2022, becoming a key figure in the Hoops' success under both Ange Postecoglou and Brendan Rodgers. With a big summer ahead, Celtic will have to fend off interest in their key players, while also looking to strengthen for another European campaign. Carter-Vickers isn't the only player attracting interest. Nicholas Kuhn has been linked with a move to England. Reo Hatate could also be in demand, and with Dyson Maeda's incredible form, there's bound to be speculation around him too. Alistair Johnston has been attracting interest from across Europe. Keeping hold of Celtic's top talent while making smart additions will be crucial in ensuring the team continues to progress in Europe next season. Hopefully we won't be seeing the backs of any players, but as Rodgers has made clear, if any player wants to leave, he won't stand in their way. In other news, Dyson Maeda has expressed his gratitude to the Celtic supporters after his name rang out at Celtic Park in a chant that has quickly become an anthem for the Japanese forward. The Celtic star was on target again on Sunday afternoon, helping Celtic secure a 2-0 win over Hibernian and book their place in the Scottish Cup semi-final. Maeda's tireless performance was capped by a well-taken goal, but it was the reaction from the stands that left the winger visibly delighted. Last month, the Celtic Ultras group, the Boys, introduced a new chant to the tune of Tequila. Instead of the familiar call, the fans now shout, "Maeda," in time with the music. Since its first outing, the chant has gathered momentum, becoming a regular feature at matches. On Sunday, after Maeda's goal, the iconic tune blared over the stadium tannoy, with the entire Celtic support joining in. Cameras caught the Japan international grinning from ear to ear at full time, as his teammates also embraced the moment and joined in the chant. Later on Sunday evening, Maeda took to social media to thank the fans for their backing. Sharing his appreciation, he wrote, "Thank you for the wonderful song. With their place at Hampton secured, Celtic now turn their attention to next weekend's Glasgow derby against Rangers. Brendan Rodgers' side will be aiming to extend their lead at the top of the table, and fans will be hoping the Maeda chant makes several appearances during what promises to be a tense clash at Celtic Park. Maeda's relentless energy and connection with the support have made him a vital figure in Rodgers' attacking setup. If his current form continues, the Japanese forward could play a decisive role in next Sunday's fixture." And lastly, Hibernian boss David Gray has paid tribute to Celtic following his side's 2-0 defeat at Celtic Park, which ended their remarkable 15-game unbeaten run across all competitions. Despite the loss, Gray acknowledged Celtic's superiority, and his post-match comments reflected both his respect for the Hoops and Brendan Rodgers. In the aftermath of the match, Gray was quick to give credit to Celtic. He said, "I think it's obviously not a feeling we've been used to for a very long time. It's never a nice feeling. We'll never accept losing games of football. But I think, on the whole, Celtic deserved to win the game. The Hoops were dominant throughout, with Dyson Maeda and Adam Maeda both scoring to seal the win and book Celtic's place in the Scottish Cup semi-finals." Gray reflected on his team's performance, noting, "Even the way we defended at times and started the game, Celtic came out flying as we thought they would." Despite the early pressure, Hibs remained competitive and did their best to stay in the match, but the quality of Celtic's attack proved too much for them to handle. The first half saw Celtic take control, with Maeda's goal just before the break proving to be a key moment in the game. Gray acknowledged the disappointment of conceding so late in the half, saying, "We lose a goal just before half-time, which is always disappointing." That goal set the tone for the rest of the match, but Gray's side showed resilience, managing to hold their ground in the second half without truly threatening Celtic's goal. Despite not creating many clear-cut chances, Gray praised his team's effort, stating, "We stayed in the game right to the very end without really hurting Celtic. That was the one thing I would say on reflection. We had a bit of a go towards the end, but it just broke down too many times." In the end, Gray had no complaints about the result, admitting, "So I've got no complaints on us getting knocked out. The performance and effort was always there." It was clear from his words that while he was disappointed with the outcome, he recognised the quality of Celtic's play and the challenge his team faced. While Hibs' unbeaten run has come to an end, Gray will surely take confidence from his team's effort and their ability to stay competitive against the top team in the country. For Celtic, the victory sees them march on to the semi-finals, with both Maeda and Ida's goals ensuring they remain firmly in the hunt for a domestic treble this season. With Rangers in the Scottish Premiership at Celtic Park next Sunday, the Hoops got the perfect preparation for Barry's buzzing Blues. Celtic fans, what are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let us know down in the comment section below. That does bring us to the end of today's video. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you